everyone. I accidentally closed out my navigation right as I was going live.
So then I told her, I was like, well, wait to go live before you turn it back. And she had already pushed the button.
I already pushed it, so I have to do that really quick. No, not there. And my phone doesn't like me when I do. I don't even know where it is.
It's good. You're doing really good, Jen.
I got it. We're good. Here we go. All right. I gotta sit my seat up one more, I think. There we go. Okay, so how is everyone today? I hope everyone is having a fantastic Wednesday. Had to think for a second what day of the week it was.
Yeah, we found out just by talking to some other RVers today that apparently there's a 3-day weekend coming up.
So it's going to be busy this weekend, possibly?
But I don't seem to remember having... Apparently it's President's Day.
Yeah.
And that's like a funny thing that like we joke around with other full-time RVers and like especially retirees that are full-time RVing. It's like you forget about holidays like completely. So like apparently President's Day is coming up. We had no idea.
Yeah.
So do you guys have President's Day off? Because I don't remember ever getting that holiday off when we were working, when we had jobs. Jenny, how about you?
I never got it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't ever remember having President's Day off. So yeah, that's
So we were thinking maybe like government employees and people that work at banks and stuff.
Yeah.
They'll have it off, but
yeah. Other than that, I think most people work. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we are on the road today. And today was supposed to be a short-ish travel day, and it ended up not being a short-ish travel day.
It's not so much a short-ish, it's more like we were supposed to be able to get to where we were going in just one day.
Yeah.
But now it's going to take 2 days for a dumb reason.
Yeah, so the reason it's going to take 2 days to get where we want to go today is because where we want to go, we are required to get a permit. And if we were going to get the permit online, which we're able to do, we had to ask for it 48 hours in advance at least. Well, we hadn't decided on where we were going until last night, so the online option doesn't help. So we had to go in person, and the place that we get the permit from closes at 4:30, and we're big dum-dums and forgot that, there's a such thing as time zone changes because we've been in the same time zone for months. And now we're going to be an entire hour late.
Yeah, we left with enough time to get there. And then...
And some. Like, enough time plus a half an hour.
Yeah, and then once we changed states, our navigation was telling us that we would get there an hour late.
And we were both just like, why?
What? Doesn't make any sense.
Why would it take so long to get there? We're not that far.
And then we're looking at the clock on our phones, and then the clock in our truck. And we're like, oh no.
Yeah, so...
Freaking time zone.
Yeah. I don't know where to put my phone because the sun's shining right here and it's really annoying, so... I want to read your comments, but it's hard with the sun shining.
You'll figure it out. I know
I'll figure it out. Hey, Scott's on. Hi, Scott. I gotta get this closer. Great Scott is on, David.
It's awesome.
What is going on here? There we go. Sorry,
yeah,
fumbling a little bit today.
So now what the plan is since we can't get the permit today,
we're gonna overnight.
We're just gonna overnight somewhere close by, go to the station in the morning, get the permit, and then go find our site.
Yeah, I tried calling the place that we get the permit from, and they aren't answering their phone.
Won't answer.
Even though they're open, they're still open right now. Yeah, they're open for another 45 minutes, and they won't answer their phone so that I can, we were really hoping that maybe there was something we can do after hours where we could just, pick up the permit, if they leave it outside. It's a free permit.
Phone.
Yeah, it's a free permit, but we have to have it to camp there, so, and I don't want to, neither one of us wants to get in trouble, so we have to wait. So it's been an interesting last hour and a half that we've been stewing over how stupid we are for forgetting about the time zone change. But...
Oh, and with the online permit thing, Jenny said we didn't know where we were going until last night. Well, we actually did. We thought we were going to go somewhere else, but then we changed our minds just last night.
Yeah, we we were camping with friends last week, and we're still talking to them, obviously, and which means it wasn't a bad time. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And
They suggested
they
this place.
they suggested this other place, which is 2 hours from where we were going to be camping at, which is fine. It's totally fine, but it's actually closer to an area we wanted to explore. So we decided to switch spots.
Yeah, a whole 2 hours
A whole
closer.
2 hours
Yeah.
closer, yeah. So yeah. Okay, Road Trip Buddy wants to know, where are y'all originally from? We are originally from Indiana. David was born and raised in Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's where most of his family still lives. And I was born in Susanville, California, which is this teeny tiny little podunk town in the high deserts of Northern California, really close to Reno. And then from the time I was 7 until we hit the road, I also lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So mostly Fort Wayne. Scott wants to know what direction we're heading. East. We're heading east. Luckily, we are already south enough that we're warm.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about the weather right now. But right now we're heading east, and over the next couple months, we are preparing ourselves to head north, where it's probably going to be a little chillier over the next month and a half or so. And then we have to make, sorry, I'm super washed out because of the sun, but then we have to make an incredibly long trip to Indiana, because my best friend Megan is getting married, and I'm in her wedding, and I promised her I would be there at least a month before her wedding, but David really wants to be back in Fort Wayne in time for his birthday so that we can celebrate with his parents. And so we're going to be there just before his birthday at the end of April.
Yep.
And spend a month and a half.
7 weeks.
6 or 7 weeks there. So right now we're starting our trek eastward.
True, yeah.
Which is, it's...
Except after this spot, we'll be going north a little bit. But
after this spot, it's mostly north.
We do have to go north, too.
We have to go mostly east, and then, like, quite a bit north.
Yeah. Back to Fort Wayne.
Yeah. Travels with the Beast says, hello from snowy Crested Butte, Colorado. Nice. Jealous that you were on the road. We get back on the road in April. Yeah, snowy Crested Butte, Colorado. I would hate to be near the snow right now.
Oh my gosh, you are mega washed out. Wow.
Yeah, I told you. It's because of the way the sun's coming in.
It's nuts.
I'm going to take this down.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm gonna steal this.
Yeah, put that in your window.
I have this
Shade thing.
It might help.
Oh, I don't see how it couldn't help.
We'll see. I look like a
Oh
ghost.
yeah, that's really helps. Wow.
I see a ghost. Well, okay, I don't know how long it's gonna help because it keeps just coming and going. So anyway, hopefully it helps a bit.
Big help. Good call.
Scott says he gets days off ending in Y. So every day. He gets every day off. That's nice. Nathan Nelson said healthcare workers also get President's Day off.
Oh.
I guess it would depend on what kind of a healthcare worker, because we have friends that are nurses and they're definitely not off today.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right. Because, like, a hospital can't just close down.
Yeah.
You know?
It must depend. It's probably the higher ups, probably, in the healthcare industry. The Social Hermit says it's snowing in Chicago. Horrible driving. Yeah, I would hate to be in Chicago right now. I'd hate to be in Fort Wayne right now. I'm
Midwest,
sure,
period.
Yeah, Midwest, period. Yeah. No, thank you.
Anywhere not Southern California or Arizona.
Underground Hip Hop says, I'm a big fan. I just bought a Class C RV and plan to hit the road officially in June. Very nice. I have President's Day off. That's awesome.
Score.
Brer Rose says they had it off. They're a retired federal employee. Yeah, I figured federal employees, because Megan's dad works for the government in Indiana, and he gets the day off.
Yeah,
so.
Government employees, people who work at banks, apparently certain healthcare workers.
Yeah. Elisa Picture says, how do you figure out where to head next?
We spin a globe, close our eyes, smash our finger down, and wherever it lands, that's where we go.
No, don't listen to him. That's not what we do. what we do is normally
That would be pretty sweet, though.
that would be very sweet. I'm sure there is somebody in the world that does that, and that's how they travel. But
I've
it's not
actually
us.
always wanted to do that. When I was like a teenager, I kind of like imagined doing that.
Like just spinning the globe and being like, I'm gonna go here.
All right, Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but no, what we do is we normally have a destination we have to be at during a certain time of year. So, for example, this summer I have
You already said it. We got to be in Fort Wayne.
my best friend's getting married, so we have to be in Fort Wayne. So our plans are to make our way towards Fort Wayne, but we don't want to stay places that are too cold because we personally can't really handle it, and our trailer can't really handle it too much either. So we have to simply pick places that are in that general direction. And this time we're actually staying on this side of the United States for the most part for now, before heading east, and we're just going to make a really long trek east. But if it was a warmer time of year, then we would like do smaller hops along the way and just find places so that each day of driving was like long-ish, but not 36 hours, which I'm pretty sure is what we're doing, or something like that. Is it 36?
What, the drive?
What the drive we're going to do? We looked it up.
It's 34 hours.
34 hours.
And we're not doing it straight.
No, we're taking our time.
Yeah. Well,
okay, we're doing it in 3 days.
Yeah.
36 hours in 3 days. Or 34 hours in 3 days.
Yeah, we're going to do 2 12-hour days and a 10-hour day.
Yeah. Doug Sepper, thank you. He said, Sweetie's on a diet, so treaties for you guys. Pizza?
Well, we can still give Sweetie treats. We're feeding her, like her main meals, we're feeding her less, and we're taking her out on more walks. We got to thin this dog down.
Yeah.
Sweetie girl, come here. Sweetie girl, come on. Come on.
She's too fat. She doesn't want to.
Come on. Up.
Come here.
There she
Girl.
is. There she is, dog.
There you go. There's Sweetie for you.
Oh. I can't get over. Someone's behind beside me.
Well, slow down.
I'm already going slow.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Slow down. I'm already going 15 under the speed limit.
Oh, it is really fast here.
The speed limit's 75, yeah.
Okay. Sorry guys, I gotta scroll back up so I can catch up to the comments. Matt Hughes says he'll be in Maine this July. That is very, very awesome. I've always wanted to go to Maine. And July would definitely be the perfect time. It's gonna be so gorgeous there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
We were in Vermont and New Hampshire.
In July.
And yeah, that's the place to be in July. Up in the Northeast, high elevation. Perfect.
Truck is bouncy. It makes it hard to read these.
Yeah, I know. We got on a not so smooth section of the highway.
Yeah.
We went from asphalt to concrete.
Yeah. Toothnut Hamster Folder, which is an interesting name.
That's a sweet name.
That is a very good name, yeah. Watched your last Q&A and you showed the view out the window. Were you camping near Fleon? I don't know how you say that.
Just say where we were.
No, we were camping south of Joshua Tree, actually.
National Park.
Joshua Tree National Park, yeah. Not Joshua Tree. I mean, technically south of Joshua Tree, California, but
Yeah.
like it's a little farther. Doug Washington Bound wants to know, how can you guys afford a full-time RV? Our original plan was to go back home to Fort Wayne, Indiana, or if we wanted to pick other places, we could too, and work for 3 to 6 months, save up that amount of money, and then travel for the rest of the year, come back and do it again every year. But our YouTube channel just so happened to get big enough that it supports us and what we do. So right now we are affording full-time traveling through our YouTube.
But for you, there are tons of resources out there on how to find work camping positions.
Work camping would be really cool. We have friends that have work camped. We have friends that have camp hosted, and they have all said that it's really, really great. Some of them pay just an insane amount of money to do so, like some of the work camping gigs that you can do for like entrances to like oil fields and stuff. Those places pay really, really good.
Yeah.
And you can find them all over the place. So
you just go to Google and search RV work camping, and there'll be some websites that you can then search for positions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Justin and Rose were both making $15 an hour.
Yeah.
And that was 2 of them. So that was $30 an hour doing gate guarding. Okay.
There we go. Sorry, guys. We lost connection there for a second. David, continue with what you were saying.
Yeah, they were gate guarding for an oil field. It was super easy work. And they were both making $15 an hour, so $30 an hour for the both of them. And they had a free site. And yeah, it sounded like a pretty sweet gig.
Yeah, the only thing that was interesting about it is that someone had to be awake and available 24 hours, 7 days a week. So
they couldn't sleep at the same time.
Yeah, they couldn't go to sleep at the same time. So that would be a big no for me. But they did it for 3 months and made a ton of money with it. So yeah, that's one way. I don't know how they found that though.
Through those websites, I think.
Oh, through those websites, yeah.
And now they've been doing it enough. They've got like connections that they get in contact with.
George, David and I met when I was 17 and he was 19, and now I'm 28 and he's 30. And we were both working at a Mexican restaurant in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We were both servers, and I had a massive crush on him. And the rest is history. The rest is history. There's a lot of history, but the rest is history. So we've been together 11 years over 11 years now.
And married for four. Yeah.
Yes, 4 years. Had to count.
Just got to remember, 7 years, then we got married.
Yeah. Oh, Doug Washington Bound says that he was also born in Susanville.
Oh, wow.
Very cool. Hey, Cecily. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Says, hey, friends. Glad to catch you guys live finally. That's so awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, Charlotte says, if it's a state park, try calling the park ranger, and sometimes they get have you found warmer weather. Yes, we have finally found warmer weather. It's only 65 outside right now, though, but it's warmer than where we were. Last night, the low got down to 35, and so the nights are still very cold.
No, that was abnormal.
That was abnormal, but the lows were mostly in the 40s, and that's still chilly enough that like I don't want to go outside.
Yeah, it's right now. What is it? Is it 4 o'clock right now? I can't tell.
Yeah, 4 o'clock.
It's 4 o'clock and it's 65 degrees out, so I'm gonna call that warm.
Yeah.
Good.
Warm enough.
Warm enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah, and also Charlotte, we already tried to call the park ranger, but they won't answer.
They won't answer. Yeah, called twice now.
Yeah, and by the time we get there, they'll be closed and there won't be anybody there, so we can't do anything. Ryan Caldwell says, you guys ever think of just ripping out the back seat, or do you occasionally have passengers when visiting friends and family? Yes, we do actually. Every time we visit family in Washington, our truck gets used a lot of the time to go camping out in the middle of nowhere, or we'll
go to a music festival.
Go to a music festival, which means we have like 4 different people's camping gear all the way in the back, and then like we smash as many of us in here as we can fit.
Yeah, we take all the stuff out of the bed of the truck, and it's already full.
It's super packed, yeah.
And yeah, we jam it full of camping equipment for a whole bunch of people, and then they all plow into the truck and we head out camping.
Yeah. It's funny because sometimes people will actually drop off their camping equipment a couple days before we leave so that we can put it in our truck, because they can't come when we can come, and they can only come in their tiny little car or something.
They don't have enough room.
They don't have enough room, but our truck does. So yeah, when we were visiting friends and family, even one of the last times I visited my dad, when we went out into the mountains and stuff, they rode in the back seat with us. So yeah, we definitely use the back seat. When we first got the truck, I did want to rip out the back seat, but David didn't want to. I wanted to take it out. I wanted to gently take it out from its bolts and whatever.
Rip it out.
And store it at his parents' house, but David wanted to keep it, so there's plenty of room back there for Sweetie, so it's no big deal.
Plenty of room. Okay.
Bernie Randolph wants to know what type of jobs did we have before going full time. David was a mechanical engineer, and I was a safety coordinator for a trucking company. And right before I moved to the safety department, I was a dispatcher for a trucking company. So yeah, that's what we did. Nice and entertaining. Oh, Thomas says, David, how is your brother and his new bride doing? Well, they're not married yet. They're fiancés.
Fiancé,
Yeah, fiancés. But
yeah,
David,
that was what happened. They got engaged, and they're doing great. I actually just talked to my brother last night, and they're like just starting to talk about the type of venue they want to have. But yeah, they're doing great.
Yeah. Oh, Scott also didn't know, how did the proposal go? The proposal went amazing. It was really cool. So Amanda had no idea that we were going to be there, and Thomas and a bunch of their friends and Amanda all flew into Tahoe to go skiing, and he and his best friend Sean wandered out and found this awesome spot for Thomas to propose at, and then Thomas just came inside, handed Amanda her jacket, and said, "Come on," and they left. And then he went out and he proposed, and she used his phone to call a bunch of her family. When she came back, David and I had arrived, so Sean texted us and said, "Hey, they're gone, hurry up and get here." So we drove, we got there, and we all waited inside for them. And when they walked inside, Amanda was just crying her heart out. She was so happy, and she was hugging everybody.
Sorry, I got a phone call.
I hope that wasn't too loud. There. Let's make sure everything else is turned
All the
down.
other sounds, yeah.
There we go. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. But David wanted to hurry up and run up and hug her, and I said, no, stay back here. We're gonna let her just turn around and see us. And she turned. She's giving everybody hugs and stuff, and then she just kind of glanced over, and there we were, and she was just like, ah.
It was really cool.
It was really, really cool. And then we partied all night, and we partied all day the next day too. And it was fantastic. It was such a great time. What?
Matt Hughes.
Sorry, I missed it. Matt Hughes. Aw, thank you, Matt. He says for some travel day nourishment. Thank you. Yeah.
We got a little bit of nourishment earlier.
We got some Burger King.
Some Burger King, yeah. Keeping it cheap. Well, I kept it cheap. I got $2 cheeseburgers, and then Jenny.
Okay, well, it's not my fault that the Impossible Burger is expensive.
I know.
Okay?
Well, onion rings.
Well, okay, I just wanted onion rings. All right, I wanted some certain things. Okay.
What is going on here? It's like sideways. It's weird.
Maybe they had to stop. Oh.
Immediately.
They must have had a blowout or something.
Huh, weird.
Mason Mitchell says, what would you say is your favorite thing about living in a camper full time? Favorite thing is definitely the freedom to go wherever we want, whenever we want, and follow the weather. What about you?
Favorite thing? It's hard because there's so many things I like about it.
Fast, hurry up, fast. Favorite thing, quick.
It's good. I don't know. Okay, so I'll just list the things I like. I love that we can generate our own power using solar. Living off grid, I just think is very cool, and solar energy is such incredible technology. Jenny mentioned the freedom. I love also always being close to Jenny. She's my best friend, so spending essentially every waking moment with her is a massive plus. And the list goes on. Yeah, the list goes on.
He's being sweet, guys. On that same note, James Stein says, best thing about RVing and worst thing about RVing.
Best thing? Well, okay, I think we covered the best things.
Yeah, the best things, I think, is what we just covered. The worst thing for me is Okay, so this isn't something that is like worst about RVing. It's the worst thing about the way we travel, because this is something that I think could be rectified with a bigger RV and staying in an RV park. But I don't want to do that. And that is that I would love to have like a nice, good hot shower every time I showered, but that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
and
nice
a bath.
long
That'd
shower.
be nice, but I don't.
And I like showering every day, but I can't because we'd blast through our water way too fast.
Yeah.
We shower every 3 days at the most.
So that would be the worst, but that is something that we could fix. But
then it would make RVing not worth it to us.
Yeah, it would make RVing a lot worse for us. So.
Oh, Jay.
What? Whoa, Chris! Wow, Wow, thank you. It says, keep up the great work, guys. Can't wait for your meetup in Fort Wayne.
Oh, whoa, what is going on here?
Oh.
Yep.
Put the blinkers on. Blinkers
Yep.
on. Thank you. Sorry, guys. What is that person doing? We're coming up on some very strange traffic right now.
Using the engine, yeah.
We're completely full on water, so the truck is harder. What are you doing?
That's the truck, not me.
It's because the blinkers are on.
Oh, it is. You're right. Huh.
We have a weird electrical issue with our brakes and our turn signal.
Yeah. All right.
Are we better now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Yeah, we came up on a bunch of very slow traffic very quickly. So sorry about that, guys.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah. Also, Chris, I really hope that you're coming to the Fort Wayne meetup because that would be really, really awesome. That would be so cool.
Chris has been
with
us for a long time.
Man, since like the beginning, basically.
Yeah.
Basically the beginning. I really want to take a drink of this water, but you're like throwing us forward every single break. So.
Well, I had to adjust the trailer brakes because they were. I cranked them way up so we could slow down, and we're good now.
Okay, good. All right. Jay Riffle says, do you guys ever worry about the camper freezing up in cold weather? We haven't been anywhere cold enough for it to freeze all the time.
So what's going on here? Wait, I'm sorry. There's like news cameras and they're all pointed this way. What the heck's going on? See? There are news vans.
Guys, we're on the news right now.
Yeah, there are news vans on the side of the road right now, but they're pointed toward the interstate.
There are like 4 of them. There's nothing going on here, just really slow traffic.
Yeah, what the heck? What?
Okay, never mind. It was just a traffic snake because everybody's staring at the news crew.
I bet that's exactly what happened. Wow. That is literally no reason for us to get down to 20 mile an hour on the interstate.
That was dumb.
That's
was
weird.
Really dumb.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, we don't normally stay places where it's really cold, and when we do stay places where it's really cold, we'll drain the low point drain tubes so that those don't freeze.
Completely drains our water lines.
And then we don't have to worry about like burst pipes or anything. We only have to worry about like our tanks freezing. And normally when we stay somewhere, it's not below freezing long enough for all of the water in our tanks to freeze. It gets cold. It gets really cold. But other than that.
Yeah, but for like 50 gallons of water to freeze, it would have to be like well below freezing for a while.
Yeah. So
outside.
We haven't stayed anywhere like that. So right now we don't worry about it.
We know we can handle 27 degrees overnight low.
Overnight low of 27. We
and
haven't
without
been lower
anything
than that.
freezing. Yeah.
Haven't we gotten down to 23 once?
No way.
Okay.
No.
I thought we did.
Maybe 26. I was thinking in my mind it was either 27 or 26 we know we can handle as an overnight low. But if it's going to get colder than that, we just get the heck out.
Yeah. George M. wants to know, have you ever been to New York or Boston? We have driven through the state of New York, and that's it.
I've been to New York City.
David has been to New York City.
To pick up a car.
Yeah, long before we ever even thought about hitting the... Long before we were even engaged to be married, and he went with... It wasn't your car you were picking up, though, right?
It was Austin's.
Yeah.
His blue GTO.
Yeah, he went with his friend Austin to help his friend Austin buy a car, and the car was in New York on Long Island.
On Long Island, yeah.
And he said the driving there was awful. Hated it.
I was like, how do people deal with this every day?
You said you felt like you were going to get in an accident every time you had to get over?
Every time you have to change lanes, it's like, oh my gosh. It's a fight. It's driving in New York City is a war. It's terrible.
Oh, let me see here. Oh, okay. Bruce Matthews says, I just got out of the pool here outside Tampa, Florida. Been in the 80s the last couple days. That sounds amazing. I would love to be in a pool right now. I haven't been in a pool in a long time. I haven't been in a pool where I can just relax and don't get splashed by little kids in a long time.
You know what I just thought? What? A lot of people keep saying that we should go to Florida, to snowbird in Florida, but humid.
It is humid in Florida. It is really
That's
humid.
why I
in Florida.
love snowbirding to Southern California and Arizona. It's dry.
I would have to go to a laundromat because our clothes wouldn't dry.
Yeah, I know. They probably would in the sun.
Anyway, I haven't finished this question.
Sorry.
He says, do you think you have any wood damage from all the condensation you experienced?
No, I don't think so.
No. We have our heater vents too that like Sweetie has just dumped her entire water bowl in before, and that's just like thick-ish plywood, and that hasn't even swollen or anything. So yeah, no, I don't think so.
Nothing that we can have noticed.
Yeah.
We were only there for a month. If we would have been there a lot longer, like 3-4 months, then
Then we probably would have had some serious mold issues. All right, Bruce Filbert says, how many miles does your diesel have, and have you had any major problems?
We are at 114,905 miles. Major problems? No.
We have electrical gremlins that are incredibly frustrating, but it's not a major problem.
Yeah, it's I think it's a bad ground between somewhere with the turn signals.
And the brakes.
The turn signals are shorting out to the brake lights. So whenever I turn a turn signal on, it cuts the cruise control off, and whenever I press the brake, both turn signals light up. So,
or apparently, if we hit our what are those emergency flashers? Apparently, the truck brakes.
No, it's not the truck. It was the trailer.
Oh,
brakes.
the trailer was braking.
It's activating the trailer brakes because it goes through the lights. That's how it. So, small electrical issues right now. Pretty sure it's a ground issue. So ground at and
figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
George M says, I like how the dog and cat are buds. Yeah, Sweetie and Alex are the best of friends. They were being really, really cute earlier. Alice was asleep back here, and Sweetie was like just gently sniffing her. And when Alice woke up, she like did this tiny little kitten meow and like stretched out, and Sweetie started kissing her face, and it was just so cute. So cute. Renee Drinkwater says, Sweetie is beautiful. She is beautiful. She has. We had someone tell us that she has soulful eyes, and ever since then we can't get enough of like staring into her eyes. She definitely has soulful eyes.
No, we always said that she had soft eyes.
We did always say she had soft eyes.
And then when they said she has soulful eyes, we were like, we know.
I know, it's so cute.
This is like validation.
Yeah, David found a T-shirt design the other day that was like pointing to different parts of her Rottweiler.
The anatomy of a Rottweiler.
Yeah, the anatomy of a Rottweiler. And when it pointed to the eyes, it said soulful eyes, and we were both just like, yes, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, Michael, Irish Patriot, sorry, it's shaking. You both are awesome, been subs since the beginning and always look forward to your ventures. I'm jonesing for an RV mod video, Dave. David, do you guys have any plans for RV projects this year? Yes.
Burning stove, maybe.
Yeah. We really want to install a wood burning stove. They make little ones for RVs, but the problem is that we didn't even realize until just the other day is that
there's only one spot we can put it, and
there's only one spot we can put it, and we would vent it straight through the roof, but right there is a solar panel, so we can't vent it through the roof, and so we're trying to think of a different way to vent it out. So
thinking maybe up a little bit and then just out the wall.
Yeah, we're thinking out the wall, but then it would have to be detachable so we can clean it easily and just
it had to be detachable so when we roll down the road. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I need to call the manufacturer and talk to him about our application, see if he has any advice, because they would know. So yeah.
So we'll see. But we want to do that. I think we also want to enclose the underbelly, but we've been saying that for 2 years and still haven't done it yet, so I don't know if we're going to do that.
Yeah, but we're going to be back in Fort Wayne. We're going to be back home.
I know, for a long enough time that we could.
For a while, and it's going to be nice weather.
Yeah.
So.
And then also, weren't you going to do the bearings and leaf springs or something?
Not leaf springs. I'm going to do the repack the wheel bearings with grease on the trailer and adjust the brakes. Check the brakes, make sure they've got life on them and stuff.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't think so, right?
No.
No other.
Not yet. No like upgrades or anything.
I'm pretty sure this is pronounced Danielle. Oh, says new to your channel. You both are adorable. Are you planning on growing your family someday? Kids? Question mark. I don't know. We're not really sure how we feel about having kids at this point in time, which is totally fine. You're gonna want to slow down more.
I know I am.
Because I have plenty of time to still have children, and the way the size of our rig and the way we travel and our travel plans that we have, having kids right now is something that we could do, but is just something that we would prefer not to do right now. And so right now it's just I don't know, maybe in the future, but not right now or anytime soon. Maybe never. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Aw, Chris says, yay, I knew your channel would support you guys. Great work. I know it's been a lot of work, but hopefully worth it. It has been so much work. David can tell you. He really can. Mostly because he does most of the work. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait.
Totally worth it. What?
We're OHV-able, right?
I don't know if we're OHV-able with
It says
the trailer.
2+.
Well, then it counts. You're going to have to go the speed limit.
Duh. I've been going the speed
I
limit.
thought it was 75.
It dropped.
Oh.
All right, blue car, I'm coming in. Oh, I'm coming in. He wasn't gonna let me over.
No, he wasn't.
What a butt. All right. It's double white, but I don't care.
I saw other people cross it.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
fine.
All right.
Just don't do it. There.
All right.
All right. Okay. Nathan Nelson says, I would like to thank you for how thorough you are on all your boondocking sites on your blog. Well, thank you. Where we're going next, hopefully we can get in, because we have to be approved. We have to be approved in order to get in.
Oh man.
What? Dang it!
It just ends.
You're gonna want to just slow down here and get over.
I
it.
am.
Maybe this truck will let you over.
Yeah.
Driving
Wow.
issues. Did you just cough on me? Thank you. Yeah. I will be making a new campsite review for the place that we're going next.
All right. I think this truck's gonna let us in. Yeah, he's letting us in.
Okay, nice. As long as we can get into it. Careful.
What? Jenny.
I
It's
know,
fine.
Everyone's braking.
So yeah, what just happened to us is we're on the interstate and it got down to like 10 mile an hour, gridlock almost. But the HOV lane was open and flowing just fine. And there's more than two of us in here, so we can get over into it. So I was like, all right. So we got over into it and we're, cruising right along at 55 mile an hour for about 20 seconds. And then the HOV lane ends.
Yep.
Have to get back over. It's great.
All right, Mr. C wants to know what model Springdale is it that we have. We have a Keystone Springdale 2020 QB.
Yep.
Our Summerlin Springdale, right?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, Jeep.
Dude. Got my blinker on, bruh.
Well, he tried to just fly. He was right behind us, tried to fly around us.
Yeah.
I don't like driving on the interstate, guys.
No, we like the interstate. It's just when you get into this kind of traffic, then it's frustrating.
Yeah, this guy's not using his turn signal and he's gonna fly over.
Jenny, I have eyes.
I know.
You're fine.
I'm nervous. Okay. Yes, we have a Keystone Springdale Summerlin 2020 QB. It's a 2017. And Bill Utah says, so where are you guys headed to? I hope you understand, but we are not sharing where we're going to for safety purposes. But we'll have videos coming out on it, so
Yeah.
so you'll know eventually, just not during our live stream.
We just don't share our locations in real time.
Yeah. Doug says, you know how to make sure you never forget your anniversary? Forget it once.
Oh boy. Wow.
When's our anniversary?
October 9th.
Wait, okay, which anniversary is that?
Wedding?
Yes.
Yeah.
When's our dating anniversary?
8th.
Okay, there you go. David knows. Louis Z, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, says, how reliable is your Duramax? Any mods or anything you have fixed on it, and what year is it?
It has been incredibly reliable so far. It hasn't ever stranded us. What, he asked how many miles? Is that?
He asked what year it is.
Oh, it's a 2004.
How reliable is it?
Very.
And have you any mods on it?
No mods.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I heavily modded my vehicles, and I realized that aftermarket components are not made to the same quality standards as original equipment. So I'm very hesitant to do any mods on a daily driver that I rely on as heavily as this truck. So I'm probably never going to do any mods to it.
Yeah. Tooth Nut Hamster Folder. I love that name. Are you guys driving the Cajun Pass right now? No, I don't know where that is. I want to say no, but I don't know where that is, so I don't know. But probably not. Not sure how to say your name, but they have asked, have you ever thought of taking the RV to Mexico or Canada? Yes, we would actually really, really love to go to Canada someday, and we actually currently have friends in Mexico, and they've been sending us pictures, and it is so beautiful. I would love to be there right now. I'm
pretty jealous.
Pretty jealous. We can go to Mexico. We can literally just go there right now, but we have other plans and other places to be, so.
Yeah.
Someone says, rip headphone users. It must have been really loud when.
Oh wow, you're really far behind.
I am very far. Well, I want to make sure I'm only 20 minutes behind. I just want to make sure I answer. I just want to make sure. Rick says, who else just reached for their phone?
That's great, yeah. All Verizon users.
Oh, yeah. Matt George says, did you guys fix your door handle in the camper, the keyless one that wiggled? No, not yet. What were you going to do? You just said it earlier.
Shorter screws. Yeah. I think the screws are just too long. So they're bottoming out in the hole instead of clamping. So that's the first thing I'm going to try.
We haven't messed with it yet. We were having issues with the door closing properly, but
it's a moisture issue.
It was a moisture issue. There was an oxidation level or layer
on the striker.
Yeah, on the striker, and it was making it so every time it closed, it caught, and so it wouldn't close properly, and it was really hard to close. So
I just took a scratch pad to it and knocked that oxidation layer off. And since we've been in the desert, we haven't had that issue again.
It hasn't come back yet. So we know it has everything to do with
moisture.
So, which sucks because it's an outdoor component. You would think that they would make it out of something that can't do that.
Yeah.
But no. Scott says you need to download the Burger King app. Charlotte and I have been able to get some great meals. I know that like you can like pre-order a meal on the Burger King app and then just run in and grab it, but we don't eat there often enough to warrant to get the app. And Thomas says, Jenny, do you still make dream catchers? I don't make them like religiously or anything like that, but I do have to make a new one for March.
Still hasn't made a new one, yeah.
Well, I mean, it just wasn't coming up, and
you forgot,
and I wasn't worried about it.
You forgot.
I also may have forgotten. But now that March is just around the corner, I want to make a new one, so I will be making one. I still want to make a video on it so that I can share that with you guys. I know most of you probably don't care, but at least it'll be out there for those of you that have asked me for how I make them and stuff. So. Sorry, give me a second. questions. I want to make sure I'm reading through all of them so that I'm not missing anything. Shane Bracewell says, I love that you have your pets with you everywhere. I'm wanting to bring my 3 parrots, but many people say I'm nuts. Going to take them anyway, at least try it out.
How about our rabbits?
Yeah, we have 2 rabbits, and they travel really well. Now, there are a lot of pets that don't travel well. There are a lot of cats that don't travel well. There are even some dogs that really freak out in the vehicles.
Yeah.
But the thing you mostly have to worry about is over stressing out your parrots, because I know that can be really dangerous to their health. Rabbits, for one thing, if they get too stressed out, it will literally give them a heart attack. But luckily, both of our rabbits are just big loaves of bread. So they're
cool as cucumbers.
Yeah, they're real calm, so they don't care.
Yeah, it's very obvious when a rabbit is stressed out. They exhibit a lot of outward signs that just by looking at them, you can tell they're stressed. And our rabbits,
they're never stressed out.
They're not. They just don't. Well, unless you pick them up.
Oh, if you pick them up, then they get really stressed out. But yeah, so for our rabbits, when they're stressed out, they'll start like drooling out of their nose.
Their eyes bug out.
Their eyes get really wide and like
and red,
pop out, and
the
like
skin around their eyes gets super red.
Yeah, and then they'll be breathing really fast.
Uh-huh.
And just be completely frozen in place. So, but that's how we would know they were stressed out. We told ourselves that cause we were on the road for 4 months before we were back in Fort Wayne, and we decided that during those 4 months, if the rabbits weren't okay with it, then we would rehome them. But they ended up being fine with it, so we have had them on the road the whole time.
They're better travelers than Butters.
Yeah, Butters looks calm, but she's not calm.
She's sitting there stewing right now.
She's mad that we're in the truck right now.
Yeah.
She hates this.
I don't know if she hates it.
Yeah.
She definitely doesn't like it. Are you hot or cold?
Cold.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I'm hot.
Jonathan Schumann says, have you taken any trips outside of the United States of America? No.
No. I've actually never been outside the United States.
I was trying to think outside of RVing too, and no. I almost did. I almost went to Germany once when I was a teenager, but my parents couldn't afford it, so I ended up not going.
Yeah, we want to travel overseas eventually, but we just can't afford it right now.
Yeah, I want to say in like 5 years, but I'm sure 5 years is going to come and go, and we're still going to be in the United States, and then we're going to be like, well, we have so much to see here. Why would we go overseas right now? And then, so probably more like 10 years.
8,000 years.
20 years.
Never. I'll be dead.
Someday we'll travel overseas.
Yeah.
Or just outside of the United States, like Canada or Mexico or whatever.
And hopefully when that time comes, we'll still be making videos. We can take you guys along with us. Go to like the Swiss Alps.
That would be really cool.
I
want to go see the Swiss Alps so bad.
I've always wanted to go to Ireland and New Zealand.
I have always wanted to go to Australia and Switzerland and Greece. I really want to go to Greece.
Okay.
Amy O'Neill says, have you guys had any problems with your solar since you got it? David?
Yeah, we've had a couple problems. Our charge controller was acting up once, and it just fixed itself, and we haven't had that problem since. It's been like a year and a half since that happened. It just stopped working for like 2 hours. Our inverter was giving us issues yesterday, or not yesterday, or was it yesterday? Was it 2 days ago?
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday. It was giving us issues. It wouldn't turn on, and then it did, and so we kind of have our fingers crossed.
Yeah, we don't know what that was about. Well, he pushed the button to turn it on, and it just started like beeping at him with all the lights on. It was weird. Yeah. The one connector.
And then we also made a video about a issue we had where one of our MC4 branch connectors that connects our panels together started to, actually 2 of them started to melt from, I'm assuming, a bad connection. So we had to replace those. But other than that, no, we haven't had any like major issues. Those are all pretty small things that 2 of them fixed themselves, and then one of them was pretty easy to fix.
All right, gotta scroll back up. Sorry, I lost it there for a second. Dang it. There we go. All right, WD-60 says to make sure that it's not the multi-function switch, which is the switch in the steering column. Could be faulty.
Okay, I'll look into that. Thank you. Multi-function steering column.
Yeah, and then Scott says the ground wire corrodes easily.
Yeah.
Rick Smith says, what are the vehicle faults again? He just tuned in. We don't really have any. We have one, and it's just that we have a bad ground somewhere.
We think it's a bad ground.
We think it's a bad ground.
What happens is when you brake, or when I press the brake pedal, the turn signal lights turn on, and also when I turn the if I have cruise control on, and I turn a turn signal on, it cancels out the cruise control. So what I'm thinking is that the turn signals are shorting out, the turn signal lights are shorting out to the brake lights, I think is what's happening.
Yeah, something like that. Jonathan Schumann says, have you ever been to Seattle, Washington and Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada?
Been to Seattle once or twice.
Just a couple times. We actually have family that lives in Seattle, Washington, and we go and visit them every year. And this last year we actually spent 4 months with them out of the whole year, so we were there for a long time. It's beautiful, but we have not been up to Canada yet. We were able to see Vancouver Island once when we went out to the peninsula, but other than
Olympic Peninsula,
but other than that, we haven't actually been there. But I saw it, and my phone thought I was in Canada, so it counts.
Yeah, we were like, hey, there's Canada. Oh yeah, your phone did keep saying, welcome to Canada.
Welcome to Canada.
Welcome to Canada.
So I say that counts because my phone thought I was there. So.
That's all that matters, right?
Amy O'Neill says, can you talk about what editing software you guys use? Just curious. We use Adobe Premiere Pro 2015 version.
Nice old version.
An old version. And we also use, what is the image, the stabilization one?
We have Photoshop, and we also have After Effects.
Yeah, those are the three we have.
Yeah. And I can't talk about them too much because I've never used any other editing software, so I don't know how it compares to anything else. All I know is that I really like Premiere. It wasn't hard for me to learn, and it's done everything we've needed it to. So
yeah. So in 3 miles you're exiting, just FYI.
Okay. What exit? Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yoda AZ wants to know what state we're in. We're in Arizona. I will give you that. We're in Arizona. Hey, Tammy's on. Hi, Tammy.
Hey, Tammy.
It's been a little while. It's been over 10 minutes since you said that, but hi. Oh, interesting question. Okay, so Brian Morrow says, great videos. Don't want to put you on the spot, but of all the places you have been, which one would you never consider visiting again? Any place where you said we just didn't like it? Farmington, New Mexico.
Yep. Farmington, New Mexico. I wouldn't go back to the BLM land at Tucson, even though the city of Tucson itself is pretty great.
Tucson was great, but the BLM spot that we stayed on, we actually might lose you guys. We're about to go through a tunnel.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you said that. Oh,
so
yeah.
Just a warning.
Yeah. So if
slow down.
If the stream freezes, we'll be right back. But we're going through a tunnel now.
Hopefully, I don't lose you.
Is your navigation sound turned down?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'll be surprised if we don't lose it.
Just so you know, it's
a long old tunnel.
Yeah. So yeah, Farmington, New Mexico. We'll never go back. There's some BLM land out there, and while we were gone, we had our security cameras hooked up, and we had someone pull into our site, which was not the only site there. And they parked their truck right in front of our hitch for like 45 minutes while we were gone. We saw them on our camera, so David hurried back, but we were like a half an hour or whatever from our campsite.
Yeah.
And he hurried back, and right before he got there, they drove off.
They drove off like 5 minutes before I got there.
And when he got there, they had just left a bunch of trash behind. So it's like they pulled in, ate their lunch at the hitch of our trailer, and then left. We thought they were like breaking our lock off of the hitch and getting ready to hook up and pull it away. Like, it was terrifying, and it was the most idiotic thing I've ever seen anybody do. It's so dumb.
Yeah, it was really sketchy.
Yeah.
And there was no reason for them to be right there. We were the only ones out there for miles. There wasn't another rig out there or anything. So
Yeah, and there were other places. There was literally a spot right next to ours. Like they just had to go back out to the little road and pull into it. And it was easy sight for them to get into too. The
well,
site
they didn't
we were
have
in,
any.
They didn't have a rig. They were just eating their lunch.
It was just a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
need to
yeah,
get
I know.
one
I
more
got to get over. Let's see who will let me in.
1.25 miles.
I got to steal it.
Pretend like we're in New York.
I'm gonna. Well, I already have.
Careful.
Yeah.
Aw, Scott says that he loves the dream catcher made by me. Well, I'm glad you like it. I had a lot of fun making that. It was really fun. David helped me pick out the colors and all the ribbons and everything that went on it, and yeah, it was really cool.
To this day, it's a unique dream catcher. There's not another one out there like it.
Yep. I've never made another one too. Joe Van wants to know, when is the Fort Wayne meetup?
Somewhere between May and June.
I think it's going to be either the second or third weekend of May, because I'm pretty sure those are the only 2 weekends we have available.
Probably, yeah.
So I think it's going to be in May sometime. Not the first weekend, and definitely not the last weekend, because the last weekend I have a bachelorette party to go to in a different state. So definitely not the last weekend. Doug Troyer says, what size truck are you using to pull your camper?
It is a Silverado 2500 HD, so a 3/4 ton with a Duramax diesel.
Doug says, interesting about the rabbit stress. I show outward signs too: bugged eyes, wrinkled forehead, middle finger, red face, clenching teeth to stay with you.
Middle finger. It's the weirdest thing.
Middle
when I get
finger.
stressed, my middle finger just goes right up.
It just goes right up, right out there, right in front of everybody's face. Brian Pack says, do you have a hard time with taxes?
If you mean like we get hit by a lot of taxes, not really. The self-employment tax is higher. You get hit with more taxes when you're self-employed than when you are, working when you're employed by someone.
Yeah.
So in that respect, we get hit with a little more taxes, but we also have a decent amount of deductions.
He's talking about filing.
Oh, no, I do our taxes myself, and it's pretty easy. I just download the forms off the IRS's website, and I just do them myself, and then we just mail them.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
He did have to amend the last 2 years?
Yeah, because I found out about a tax credit that we are able to take advantage of. But I had to amend a couple years back to be able to take it this year.
Yeah.
So, but that was easy also.
Yeah, super easy. Robert Fair, your skin is so beautiful. How about contacting a private skincare line, Boondocker Secret? Well, I appreciate it. Oh, he said contracting. And selling it on Amazon. Someone says, yeah, I've seen palm trees. There are palm trees. There are palm trees here. We've been seeing more and more the farther east we go.
Oh, they're all over the place in California and Arizona.
Tammy says, hey, hope y'all are having a great day. Thank you, Tammy. We are having a good day. We woke up in the middle of the night because I randomly had a coughing fit that I couldn't get to stop. And
I had to tell her, I was like, Jenny, go take some Dayquil.
Yeah. So
If I wake up coughing at all, I'm just like, cough suppressant. I'm not messing around with this, you know?
well, it only felt like a tickle, and so I was just like, I can cough this out. It's no big deal. But then,
You did it like 5 times.
well, like it would stop tickling, so I'd lay back down, and then it would start tickling again, and I'd have to sit up and start coughing, and so it was just.
That's what I mean. Like after
Yeah.
the second time, it's like, I'm done. Like, we're not messing around with
I
this.
was really tired. I was having a hard time
okay,
getting
we're
up.
good.
They're the same one.
Yep.
Have we ever been to Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota? No.
No, we haven't been to Minnesota yet.
No.
It's always been too far away and too cold. We haven't been that way in the summer yet, has been the issue.
Yeah, not in the summer yet. It's hard because in August we have plans every year. We have a music festival that we go to every year with our friends in Washington. So being anywhere else during summertime
Other than west
is really hard.
Yeah.
So
Alright, so I
it's
go
hard.
straight here?
Straight here.
Okay.
You're on this for a while.
Okay.
A long while. Okay. Steve says, yeah, Farmington is questionable. Encountered numerous drunks there. I mean, you'll find drunks anywhere, but for us, it was mostly just the BLM was questionable to get onto, and then we had someone randomly
Do that.
So, yeah. Don says, have you ever been to or do you plan on going to the Albuquerque Balloon Festival? That would be awesome.
Wait, I'm gonna interrupt. How long am I on this?
Over 20 miles.
Guys looking to get obliterated.
Yeah. You're over 20 miles.
Okay, thank you. Alright, you're good.
Okay, sorry. I believe the Albuquerque Balloon Festival is in October, and we would love to go. We've heard great things about it. It's just really crowded.
Yeah.
And we have a really hard time going to places that are crowded. We even avoided Portside this year because even though we can camp away from people, we've been there 2 years in a row and there just isn't a ton to do there. So we didn't want to go back. And one thing that really factored into not wanting to go back was that it's really busy. So
Well, yeah, we're just not big into crowds. Like any event that has just like a ton of people out that's like usually a big turnoff for us. So like that's why we became full-time RVers in the first place, was to like get out and like have like solitude out in nature. So
yeah. So
it might happen.
Yeah, if we're gonna go to something like that, we have to work ourselves up to it for like weeks.
That's true.
So that when we go to it, we don't get mad at how busy
We don't get frustrated.
it is.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
Because we don't like being near really crowded areas. Like I don't even like going to the mall half the time because there are too many people around. It's hard. Okay, the Restored Mom Abundant Motherhood says, just jumping on 3 kids here. So hello everybody. The kids want to know what the most beautiful place you have been would be that would work for a family with kids. Beautiful place for a family with kids.
Like campsite or
yeah, campsite or like a place that we have visited, like it's an attraction of some sort. Because if it's a campsite, I would say like Sedona, Arizona.
Yeah.
There are so many beautiful areas. There are tons of Jeep tours you can do. There are so many
really
things.
good
I think
point,
there's
yeah.
a water park in Sedona too that we drove. I don't remember for sure.
And then Moab.
And then Moab, Utah. There's so many outdoor activities to do
Arches
there.
National Park, Canyonlands National Park, Dead Horse State Point State Park.
Yeah, and they'd all be super fun for kids to go do. Like you could rent a Jeep and you can go off-roading. It's so much fun. So like those would be places that I would really recommend. National parks, stuff like that are almost always fun, but places like Canyonlands and Arches are just some of the most epic landscapes.
And they've got a lot of stuff that you can just drive to.
Yeah, tons of things you can just drive to where like the kids don't have to do a ton of hiking or anything either. Those would be really fun places to go visit. Especially if you have a Jeep or if you want to rent a Jeep.
And Jeep rental isn't that expensive either. I was surprised.
It's not too bad.
It's like $150.
Yeah, it's super cheap for just a day.
I would say super cheap.
Oh well, it's super.
What is that?
I don't know. It's a rock. It's a rock hitting us.
How would there be rocks hitting our windshield?
I don't know.
It's like the third time I heard that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, if you get it, I would have loved if I was a little kid and my family took us to Moab, Arizona and rented a Jeep and we went on like crazy trails with the Jeep. It would have been so much fun. It's definitely a memorable experience.
Yeah, that would have
very,
been
very cool.
All right.
I loved it as an adult and I still wish I had gone as a child, so. how dependable has the old Duramax been to you two? It has been pretty great. We've had a couple issues where we were going uphill with the truck, and then he got up to the top of the hill and immediately shut the truck off, and then wasn't able to get it restarted. And we think that
the truck stalled out. It just.
I thought it
was sitting there idling and then just shut off.
Oh.
Yeah.
We think it has something to do with just going up a really steep hill, and yeah.
You started the gas pump or something? We don't really know what happened.
Yeah, but we were able to,
That was a one-time thing.
One-time thing. We were with a friend actually, and they were able to get the fuel pump reprimed and got it restarted. So, and then we didn't have an issue after that. So I don't know.
It's been really good. I mean, we've owned it for 4 years now. We bought it when it had 66,000 miles on it. It has 114,000 now, and we've only had just like random minor issues. There's no like big ongoing problem, or we haven't had it hasn't died and left us stranded on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
You know, never had to have it towed or anything.
Yeah.
So.
Thomas says Dayquil in the middle of the night. LOL. Yeah. So the reason I took Dayquil is because if I were to take NyQuil, I would not have gotten up when I needed to this morning. So
drowsy for like 8 hours.
Yeah. NyQuil just knocks me out. So if I wake up in the middle of the night with a cough, I have to take Dayquil. It's not going to help me sleep, but it's going to help my cough go away.
So it'll help you sleep.
So in turn, it'll help me sleep.
It's more like it won't force you asleep.
Yeah, it won't force me to stay asleep. Yeah. Tammy says, you're almost caught up. You're right. I'm only 5 minutes behind.
Wow.
I am.
Good.
It's crazy. Yeah. Robert says, you're laughing, but after I saw your ad you did, why not? Ad for what? I'm not sure. This is other celebrities have. I'm not a celebrity though. I won't do a skincare line.
Oh yeah.
Google search. It's not Google. There's not a second G. Google search says my girlfriend and I are thinking about taking the plunge. We're in Canada, and right now it's so cold. You guys are making us think. We just bought a 30-foot Coachman Class A. 30 foot is a good length. That's a good. It's not too long. Like in my personal opinion, it's not too long. I've seen some really short. Like I think it's the Axis is the one that I always see. That I'm always just like, look at how small that Class A is. Yeah, and I'm always just like, that's so cool.
Yeah, Canadians snowbirding down to Southern America or Southern United States. There we go.
Yeah,
is very common. Very
super common.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you do come down here where it's warm, just know it's crowded. It gets really crowded in wintertime.
Yeah, it's not awful though. It's way more crowded than it is any other time of the year though.
Yeah, but then it's really hot any other time of year.
Yeah. Certain places like Quartzside are jam-packed, so.
Boo says that cat looks so relaxed. If I put my cat in the truck like that, I'd have no truck liners, no truck seats, and probably a whole lot of red arms. She looks relaxed.
She's got her paws.
She is actually relaxed right now.
She is.
She hates being in the truck. She very much would prefer not.
Look at those paws. They're like...
They can't see it. I can't tilt it down.
Yeah, they can.
Oh, you can see a little bit of her leg right here, right at the very bottom. That's a leg, all stretched out.
Wait, no, I meant these right here. They can totally see these. Oh wait,
That's a
wait,
leg.
what am I seeing? What is that?
Don't know.
It looks like cat paws to me. Whatever.
I don't know. Anyway.
I'm gonna get back to driving. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, stop looking over here.
I'm only going 15 mile an hour. We're
stuck in
We're
really
back in
heavy
traffic,
traffic.
so that's
Brett Weaver says, hello from Toledo, Ohio. Just visited the RV show in Fort Wayne recently. Enjoy your videos. That's awesome. The RV show in Fort Wayne was the first ever RV show we went to. And now that we have been to much larger RV shows, it seems really tiny.
Oh yeah, it was super tiny.
It's super small. It's still a good size because it's like in the Coliseum, but yeah, it's very small compared to, let's say, like the Quartzsite or the Tampa, Florida.
Oh yeah, the Tampa one is
Tampa, Florida
massive.
RV show. I would love to go to that someday.
That would be cool, but I also
would.
don't really want to go to Tampa.
Really don't want to go to Tampa, yeah.
No offense to Tampa, it's just a big city, and I don't want to go there. Maybe if we found boondocking like an hour outside of Tampa or something, and then drove into the show, that would be okay.
Amy O'Neill says, do y'all follow other YouTube full-time families? We follow Let's Show More Journey a little bit, and but for the most part, no. We used to, but we've been doing it for so long that we don't really.
Well, the big thing is it's hard to follow other RV. It's hard to follow other YouTube channels that do exactly what you do, because then you start comparing yourself to them, and you're like, your mind starts going to like the negative places, like, oh, why are they getting more views than me? Why are they doing like a better and stuff like that? And you start to like beat yourself down. So like I found that the best way to just avoid comparing ourselves to others is to just stop. Yeah,
but we are really good friends with Thomas and Stacy from I'm Not Lost in RVing. They're really good friends of ours, and I'm hoping to bug them enough to come back from Mexico in April so we can all camp together for a month.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to, but I'm gonna bug them.
We'll bug them.
I'm gonna bug them and try and get them to come up, because they're super cool people, and yeah, we made friends for life with them. They're really cool. They even went to
a music festival.
Yeah, they went to a music festival with us and everything. We had a great time. It was so much fun. So they're really cool people too. Josh Lipscomb says, I think the cats are the star of the show.
They are.
The cats and the dog.
The dog, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Amy O'Neill says Butters is awesome.
Butters is awesome.
Robert Fair says, was just in Sedona. Next time I'll tow my Jeep. If you didn't have your Jeep with you,
oh, what a waste.
That is a terrible mistake.
What a
waste. Brought your Jeep.
You fool.
You fool.
Anyone that has a Jeep and then goes to Moab
and doesn't take their Jeep
or Sedona, without their Jeep, what are you doing?
Yeah. No, whenever we're in Moab or in that area or even in Sedona, we are so jealous of everyone else that has Jeeps.
Well, next time we go to Sedona,
we can rent.
We should probably rent one.
Yeah.
We did rent one when we were in Moab last, and that was awesome.
Yeah, and then we didn't rent one when we went to Sedona, but we totally should have.
Totally should have, yeah. Well, there are other things we wanted to see.
I know, there are tons of hikes that we could do instead, too.
We were only there for 2 weeks, and we went on some hikes that we wanted to do, so.
He says, I didn't know it was exploratory.
Okay, you get a pass.
Yeah, you can pass on that one. Base Guide or Bass Guide says, I had a Rot Lab mix, was a great dog. That sounds like a great combination.
That would be.
David had a Lab mix growing up, and she was an awesome dog, and Sweetie's a full-blooded Rottweiler, and she's an awesome dog. So mixing the two together, I think, would just make for a super awesome dog.
Yeah, I feel like Lab would calm down. Yeah, the Lab, adding a Lab to a Rottweiler would like calm down some of the more dominant features of the Rottweiler, and I think that would make for an excellent dog.
It might make it more hyper though.
It might, but it might actually do the opposite.
It could calm it down.
Because some Labs are super, like yellow Labs are typically like really chill.
Not chocolate Labs.
But then like chocolates and black Labs can tend to be more hyper. So like if it was like a yellow Lab Rottweiler mix, I bet that would be an excellent dog.
Yeah, I think so too. Cool. Can't wait to take the plunge like you guys, sell the house, and get the F out. You're an inspiration, and thank you so much. Yeah, that's so awesome. I can't wait for you guys to take the plunge too. Are you guys hitting the road anytime soon, or buying a trailer, or an RV?
Still considering.
Still considering it. Yeah. Ford Mom Abundant Motherhood says, my name is Raquel, maybe? Mom, question here. Do you ever get tired of not having relationship with people outside of the two of you on the road, friends and community? Yes, actually.
Big time.
We get lonely after
about 3 months.
And then we're really itching to visit friends and family again.
But then after about a month of that, we're like itching to get back on the road.
Time to go.
Yeah.
But if we stay with friends and family for just like a week or so, sometimes that helps like ease the loneliness, but for the most part we have to stay for like 2 weeks at least to feel like we've really like visited well. So
Yeah, my parents flew into Seattle for Christmas, and they were there for a week. And when they left, I didn't feel like I got
just
enough
like,
time. Yeah, I was like, that was not enough time.
no, not at all. And then we were in Seattle over summer for 3 months, and after 2 months, we were just like, I gotta go.
Sorry to interrupt. How long am I on this?
Over 15 miles.
Okay, man. I should just whatever.
You can get over.
Yeah, I know. Don't know why I'm in this lane.
So the answer to that is yes. And we have agreed that if you're missing a specific person bad enough right now,
whoa,
then we're going. What is that?
Is that in the?
I don't know.
It's a sweet car.
Really cool car.
Anyway.
Yeah, we have agreed that if you're missing a certain person in your family bad enough,
then we're going and visiting them.
We're just gonna go visit them. We're gonna make a plan. We're gonna figure out how soon do we need to go and see them, and what do you want to do along the way on our way to go see them. And we weren't going to go back. For example, we weren't going to go back to Fort Wayne until the middle of May, but David really wants to spend more time with his family than just a month. And so we decided we can get there earlier. It's
couple weeks earlier.
Yeah, it's not a good thing for us to stay later than we were going to stay. So instead, we're just going to get there earlier and spend an extra 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And that way, hopefully, we can spend enough time with his family.
Should be fun.
And get that fix that we need.
Yeah.
HP Flyboy says, where are you guys at? Where are you headed? We are in Arizona, and
we're headed to Arizona.
And for safety reasons, we don't share where we're going on our live streams, but the videos coming out in the future will show where we're at and everything. So we just not on our live streams.
You can't skip those.
Oh, Big Brown wants to know, have you ever been involved in a wreck and what happened? I can tell you I've been in 2 wrecks, and they didn't involve any other vehicles. The first wreck I was in was 11 days after I bought my first car, and the road was really icy. I was actually just driving through a parking lot, and the road was so icy that when I turned my wheel to turn left, my car just kept going straight, and it hit this nice tall curve, and broke my front axle in half. So that was great. And then the second accident I was in, I think I was 19 or 20, and I was driving home from David's house, and a deer hopped in front of me, and I was young at the time, so I wouldn't do this now, but I swerved and I ran my car off the road, and I busted the, what is that called? The thing that we had to fix, the tie rod.
Is this on the Alero?
Yeah, it was on that side. You and your dad had a tough time replacing it. It took like a whole weekend. It was because the power steering was
it was the whole rack and pinion.
Yeah, I damaged the rack and pinion, not to the point where I couldn't drive my car.
Steering rack and pinion. Yeah, it was just leaking big time.
It was just, the leak got worse and worse over time, and about a year or a year and a half later, we ended up fixing it. But
sorry,
David,
I couldn't remember.
Yeah. You can remember that one, yeah. So
and I've been in 2 accidents also. The one was, I was pretty young, and I was riding with my mom. She was driving, I was in the passenger seat. Well, I was like 7 or something. And
I didn't know we were counting accidents when we were kids. I thought we were just counting like.
Well, they asked if we had ever been involved.
Oh well, I've been in another accident.
And it was a front end collision, and then I've been in 3 also.
Yeah, been in 3.
Whatever. And then I was in one where I was passing someone, and when I went to get back into the lane, there was a lot of gravel because the roads had gotten a lot of snow, so they had put down a lot of sand and gravel sand down. And I had a rear-wheel drive car, and the tires slipped out they just broke loose, and I lost control and crashed. I was like, what was I, 17, 18?
You were either 19 or 20.
Oh, that's right, we were together. Yeah, I was 19 or 20.
I think it was 19, and he crashed
I don't really want to talk about it.
Head on into somebody else, but everybody was fine. Yeah, it just totaled both their cars is all. Mike Schwartz says, never left the state of Colorado RVing. Too much to see here. Been here 45 years. Wow, that is a long time. Washington is very similar, where every time we go, there are so many things that we could do, and we just don't have the time to do them. There's so many different hikes you could do. Thomas and Amanda have lived in Seattle for so long, and they never do the same hike more than once, and they go hiking all the time.
I wish, sorry to change the subject, but I wish the camera was tilted further down so they could see this. Is she adorable?
I can try. Here.
Butters is being so cute.
You see? Wait, now I gotta retighten it. I think I'm doing it wrong. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Now it's tightening. There we go. So she's asleep. She's so cute.
She's like on her side, her little belly.
Ooh, a Time Bandit says, hey guys, Sedona/Cottonwood. It's beautiful out, cold at night, up to the 60s during the day. The skies are blue. However, the end of the month is film festival in Sedona. Keep clear.
Oh.
Safe roads, kids. Wow. I haven't heard of a film festival. I've heard of the
Interesting.
Yeah, I've heard of the what's it called? The Day of the Dead festival that they have around Halloween. And we had left just before it.
Check out that.
And I wish that we had known about that festival before we left, because I would have loved to go to that. But yeah, if there's a massive film festival, then yeah, we might
steer clear.
Might steer clear of Sedona. Give me a second here.
What, do you have to
Yes.
moderate?
Yes. April Fensom says there's some boondocking land outside of Tampa. Driving and vibing stayed somewhere out there.
Okay.
It's interesting. I know that there is a lot of boondocking out there, but I don't know. We don't have a massive desire to go to Florida.
Yeah.
There's so much open space out here in the Southwest that it's just so much easier to spend winters out here than anywhere else.
Why does this keep happening?
I don't know.
It's like every on-ramp, everyone's like, brah, brakes.
Teresa and Roland says, have you ever come to Canada to boondock? We have not, but we would love to. We think that would be really cool. We know that there's a lot of land up there that you can camp in for free, but the issue is most of it you don't have any signal for internet or anything like that, and so
do you know that for sure? Or are you assuming?
I have heard about that.
Oh, okay.
I haven't actually done the research, so maybe there is. I don't know.
We'll get up there someday for sure.
Get up there someday. Maybe after Starlink comes out and we'll have internet everywhere, then we can go up there no problem.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Then I don't have to worry about not having internet anywhere we go. Man, that'll be so nice.
Oh, it's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
Starlink is going to be a game changer.
We're going to be able to go to Big Bend. Oh. They're so cute. Oh, these are big stretch.
Wow, look at those feet. Chicken legs.
Little chicken legs. She's so cute, guys. Dee Wawi, I'm sorry if I butchered that, says, are you planning to come and see Boston? Maybe not in winter. I don't think so. If we explore the East Coast, it's not going to be for a little while because we'll have to...
It's going to be expensive.
It's going to be expensive. We're going to have to buy a 1,000 Trails membership, and then they have specific rules where you can't stay 1,000 Trails back to back to back to back to back forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's going to be a lot more difficult. We're going to have to be staying in RV parks and stuff, so it's going to be more strain. Maybe in a couple... Maybe.
We'll see. It'll be a little while. Oh, hey, I'm at the end.
Oh, wow.
Brian Pack says, I hope you're not heading toward the snow. No, we are not heading toward the snow.
Technically.
I mean, okay.
we're heading in that direction.
Technically, we're driving in the direction of snow,
but we're
not
stopping.
We're not going to
well
the snow.
Before it.
We're stopping where it's still going to be warm. I think.
Yeah.
It should still be warm.
It could be warmer than where we just were.
Yeah.
Man, look at that. It's like
so
hooking
cute.
up. Yeah. Adorable.
All right, we have reached the end of the comments, and I will get back to answering some questions here in just a minute. We've been live for an hour and a half, over an hour and a half now.
Wow.
And so if anybody has any more questions that you want to ask before we end our live stream for the day, then go ahead and hurry up and ask them, because
any of your burning questions.
My throat is giving out, or my voice is giving out.
Water at all?
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm not going to be able to talk for much longer, so if you guys have any more questions, please make sure you ask them before we stop going live. Probably going to give it another 5 minutes or so, and then we'll be done for the day. But it has been super awesome hanging out with you guys while we're driving down the road. It's always fun to talk with you guys.
Hang out.
It helps the driving just fly by. It's really, really nice. So so yeah, it's been great, and we always love going live on our on our travel days and stuff. So hopefully you guys have had all your questions answered and are having a fantastic Wednesday and have a wonderful weekend as well.
3-day weekend for some.
Yeah, 3-day weekend for some of you, and it won't be a 3-day weekend for us.
No, we're gonna be working all weekend.
All weekend.
We've got lots of filming to do.
Yeah, we have to film 3 times a week for 2 weeks.
Yeah, for 2 weeks straight. To get back on track.
Yeah.
That'll be nice though, once we rack up some of those videos, because right now it's like we're just putting them up as we're filming them.
Yeah, so yeah. Tammy, sorry, Ricardo's Travels, yes, says, hello guys, I finally caught one of your live streams.
Hey, he made it,
yeah,
finally, nice.
Speaking of accidents and or security, do you have front and back dash cams that auto record as you drive so you have at-fault proof? We do not, but I have been telling David for years that I want one, and he doesn't want to get one.
No, it's not that I don't want to get one, I'm just lazy about it. I'm just being honest. Like, there are some things...
You're going to be lazy about it until we get an accident, and you're going to be like, dang it.
There are a lot of things where I'm like, we should probably get this, but it's, like, not a priority, so I just, like, instantly forget about it. But now that you've reminded me, now that I'm thinking about it again, we probably should get... Oh, no. Yeah, okay. Thank you for reminding me. No, we're going to get some.
We are going to get some?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to get some, apparently. So I don't remember who it was. Someone asked if we were doing installs anytime soon. If we get one, that'll be something that David will probably do
a that's good.
On.
That's a good point. Yep.
It depends on how easy it is. If it's literally 5 minutes, then he probably won't do a video on it.
Well, then we'll probably do just a review. Like, this is, how it...
Oh, yeah, we'll do a review later on, like, after
I have
we use
a 3-month review or something.
Yeah. So there'll be something on it whenever we get one. So. Tammy says, how much further do you have to travel? We have at least.
How long? An hour?
An hour. Yeah. We have an hour still. So not terribly long for us or anything. But I think I missed. Hang on, there we go. Okay. Tammy says, I never want to see a live stream end. Yeah. I know, Tammy. I know. Andy D says, have you ever had mice or rat problems in your truck engine while parked on BLM? No, but actually we're pretty sure that when we were in Seattle, Washington, we had taken our paddle boards out of the back of the truck and stored them in Thomas and Amanda's outdoor shed. And when we took it out, it had like this weird yellow foam in it, and we're just like, where did this come from? It was probably from a mouse or something. We assumed it happened in their shed, and then we were David was doing an oil change, and we noticed that the same yellow foam lines the dash from the engine bay of the truck, and we're just like, well, it had to come from there So even though we haven't had any in the trailer,
it was all like ripped up. You could,
yeah, you could tell that that's where it came from. So we haven't had any active mice or rat problems, but apparently they stole some of the insulation from the truck. So
yeah, it was like right on the firewall.
Yeah.
Between the engine and the dashboard.
Scott says, okay, kiddos, I gotta get some chores done, water transfer and stuff, check on Frankenstein. Nice. Well, you have a great day, Scott and Charlotte. Hope you guys
see you guys later.
Hope you guys are staying warm.
Oh yeah.
Well, hopefully they'll be warmer soon. Warmer very soon.
Be warming up.
Yeah.
In the coming months.
Well, they're going somewhere else. They're going to warmer weather.
Oh, good. Good for them.
Time Bandit says, how do you prepare the Berkey traveler for transport? The Berkey, we actually stick it in the bathtub. That way it's nice and low, and
it's surrounded by baskets and stuff.
So it won't knock over. And we make sure that the top section of the Berkey doesn't have any water in it, because if we've recently filled the Berkey, and because it happened once, that's I know from experience. If we've recently filled it and it's still dripping down, then if we're traveling, that top section is heavy enough that it'll fall out and spill water everywhere. So that's what we do. Giesel Rachin, sorry if I'm sure I'm butchering names, said, just logged in, may I ask, are you American or Canadian? We are American. We were born and raised in the United States.
Indianian.
In Indiana. I wasn't born in Indiana, but I was raised in Indiana. And I don't think either one of us have ever been outside of the United States.
No.
But we want to be.
We want to,
someday.
though.
Chris says, thanks for keeping me company while I'm working late tonight. Well, I'm sorry you have to work late tonight, but I'm glad we could keep you company. You kept us company too, so.
I also have to work late tonight.
David does. He has to work late. He has to finish the video that's going out tomorrow. It's not quite done.
Tomorrow.
It's going out tomorrow.
Yep.
It's okay. Don't stress.
Freaking out, man.
Don't freak out.
I'm freaking out.
Don't freak out. All right, James Richardson. I know this question was asked earlier, but we've been live for a long time, so it's okay. How many miles does the truck have on it?
114,952.
Are we having a meetup around Arizona?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I think we're going to have a meetup just in Fort Wayne this year, and then maybe again in Seattle. Or no, maybe in August. I don't know. Probably not. But I think just in May this year in Fort Wayne, we've already had a meetup out here. So maybe next year. Maybe next year we'll have another meetup in Arizona, but not this year.
We thought we were gonna have one out here again, but it just not in the cards.
Yeah, it's not working out properly.
Yeah.
Oh, can you say what brand, model, mattress is in the RV? I watched the bed lift video and the mattress looked comfortable. So in the bed lift, I think it's in the description, but
yeah, I think it is too. In
the description of the bed lift kit video, I believe there's a link to our mattress, and we actually bought it on Overstock, and it was $380 something. It is an excellent mattress. I love it.
For that price, crazy.
Yeah, it's really good. It is heavy. Really great.
Because it is memory foam. I think it's New Foam. Like NUFOAM.
Something like that.
I think that's the brand. But yeah, go to that video and there'll be a link.
Yeah. So if the link isn't in that video, if you go to our website, which is fadeunbound.com, there is a really old blog post. It's a couple years old now, and it was about updates that I was doing, and it includes I think the thumbnail to it is a picture of me redoing the screens in the RV.
They're never gonna find it if you're describing it like that.
Yeah, sorry.
You'd have to
There's definitely a link in that one. There's a link somewhere.
Never gonna find it.
But I'm pretty sure it's in the bed lift kit.
Yeah. Let's go back to the bed lift video.
Jay Miller says, what make and brand tires do we run on our travel trailer? Man, that sucks.
The brand is High Spec.
Oh, that's right. We did get High Spec.
Yeah. That's it.
What make and brand? Yeah, that's all I know.
Yeah. That can't go there. I can't see my mirror now. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. Need my side mirror. Sorry, Jenny.
Alright. Trying to not be blinded.
Yeah.
Alright. See, Chris says, I just got a $100 Rexing for Christmas and I love it. You need to get one. What's a Rexing? Do you know?
No idea.
I don't know what a Rexing is, Chris. That's awesome. I'm glad that you got one, but I don't know what it is.
I'm glad you got it, whatever it is.
Whatever
makes
it
you
is.
happy. Yeah.
Tammy says, hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you, Tammy. Our weekend is going to be filled with work. And hopefully it's great.
Editing and filming. Yeah.
Editing and filming. So we'll have a great time, I'm sure, especially when we're filming. But yeah, hopefully it's just quiet. That would be the best.
Yeah. I'm down for some quiet.
Yeah. Charlotte says, safe travels. Thank you, Charlotte. You guys too, because I know you guys are heading to warmer weather soon. Iggy the Buddha. Sorry, we missed our exit.
We missed our exit.
Okay, guys, I'm very sorry, but I'm going to have to end the live stream because I have to re-navigate David, and it means that I can't pay attention to the live stream anymore, so we have got to go. But thank you, everyone, for joining us.
We missed our exit.
Yeah, we missed
Jenny.
our exit. Thanks for being a part of the live stream and seeing the wonder of what happens when I'm not paying attention to navigation. So.
Oh, well. We'll get there. It'll
Yeah,
just
we'll
take a
figure
little
it out.
longer now.
Anyway, so we gotta go. So we'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.